Sim Racing Dan here with ISRA League's Grand Touring Championship. This is Season 3, Race 7 at Watkins Glen. This is an Enduro, a 1 hour, 45 minute endurance race here at Watkins Glen. And the race is just getting started. We're under green. You see I'm doing something a little bit special and different this week. I've got the 4 panels here. In the upper left, you've got the late model leader. In the upper right, we'll be following the Mustang leader. In the lower left, we'll be following the Miata leader. And in the lower right, we've got the most exciting and crashes view. So the rest of the field should be able to get some attention, hopefully, in there. We're going to start out with the first 20 minutes of the race here, and then we'll jump to the last 7. This is an experiment, so we'll see how it goes. Part of the reason I'm doing it this way this week is that my own race was fairly boring. It was decently solid. I ended up third because Eric Palacio ended up with a disconnection because of weather. And, you know, nothing really exciting. Yeah, and Jeremy Boris messed up his pit strategy. That was the other thing that gave me a spot. But anyway, let's get back to the racing. I can talk about that later. We've got David Serwa in the upper left, leading on, who is that? Let's see, I need some car numbers. David Serwa in the 32. We're gonna have to wait until that comes around. Let's see if I can talk. Oh, here we go. Let's see who's following David. Oh man, that camera is just not being good to me tonight. Well, meanwhile, the Mustang field looks like it's a much closer race. We've got James Mines ahead, and following him is a whole pack of Mustangs. Look at that. They are all right together. Same thing for the Miatas, really. It's only, well, you know, I guess at this point in the race, we've got everyone fairly close together, but David Serwa is definitely starting to eke his way out of the pack, and that's probably Eric Palacio behind him, since he ran a really strong race. So, man, look at that. David, it's 1 lap in, and he's already... That's got to be 2 seconds ahead of Eric. Maybe 1 second, maybe. Nah, that looks like a pretty good lead, although Eric does look to be closing down a little bit. Oh, we've got a Mustang off! And I couldn't get a look at who that was. It looks like they went a little bit wide and then gassed it through the grass section on the exit of turn 1, and that's good enough to send you spinning. Gotta be very careful. If you have to touch the grass, get off the throttle there. And in the lower right, we're focusing on me here in the 31, and Evgeny gives me a bump, but he gets a bump from behind that translates down through into resetting my front back to the right direction, so I'm back on the road the way I need to be. Lost some time there, but it definitely could have been a lot worse. No significant damage. I definitely did not feel it. And there I go. Alright, you can see David's picking up an incredible lead here. The back of the late model pack now, because of that incident, right up against the front of the Mustangs, though they should pull out pretty quickly on the straight here. James followed closely. Let's see if I can get a number there. Was that the 12 car? I believe it. 13 car. Nope. James is the 12 car. I think that was a 13 car of Daniel Giralti right behind him. Let's see if we can get another look at it. Nope. And in the Miatas, we have, let's see, so we've got Mike Young, and he is followed closely by Luke Poulin. I think, no, is that Russell? Is that Russell following him closely? I think it might be Russell. And then following Russell, who's that? Can't tell. Gotta get a better look at him. That top 3 is definitely a pack that looks like they're breaking off separate from the rest of the Miatas. But still in the Mustang, that looks like it's the most competitive field in this race here. You've got them going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One right after another. I'm just trying to find... It's really hard to track, man. This is a real challenge to commentate on. But I'll try to practice this and get a bit better. Oh, it looks like we've got a pass going on the lower right in the Mustang field. Yes, I can't tell who that was, but a pass on the inside of, what was that, turn 5 or 6 into the boot. Very nicely executed. That's the 11 car, that purple car right there. I'm just trying to get my bearings and try to be able to look up people just by looking at them. There's and looks like we've got some action in the middle of the Miata pack. Yeah. And the action's over. Looking again at the lower left, you can see the top 3 Miatas have definitely pulled away from the rest of the pack. And looks like Mike Young has been passed. I wasn't paying attention when that happened. That looks like the 14 car of Ryan Corns. Is that right? Well, all right, go Ryan. Let's see if I can get another look at that number. Nope. These number plates, unfortunately, on these cars are too small. I like the late models. They've got nice big numbers, easy to read. But even then, it can be kind of tough. I zoomed in a little bit to get as much of the action to be able to read them as well as possible. But it means if I'm not focused on that exact car, then I don't get a view. Losing signal on the lower left, so we'll focus on, I guess, the Mustang pack at this point as James Mines pulls down the straight. Looks like he's lost his competition there too pretty well in this past lap. James has definitely built up a nice looking gap there. But there's a rowdy pack of Mustangs just waiting to leap on any mistake he makes. That looks like the 18 car. Oh, coming down the straight in the lower right, it looks like we have Lance Snyder leading the middle pack. I missed who's behind him, but right there in that Red Bull, looks like, who did I say that was? That was Donald Mines, James Mines' brother, I would assume, in the matching Red Bull. I guess he would be the Toro Rosso livery to James Mines' Red Bull. Looking at the number 5 Patron in the lower right. And that car is Jill's. Good to see him back after a little while away. He was busy, but now has rejoined us in racing. And it looks like we've got our signal back from the lower left in the Mustang in the Miata field. And that top 3 pack is still holding real close together. Drafting is so key in the Miata, so that that pack can stay together for quite a while. Oh, it looks like we might have a pass being executed. No, he didn't quite have it. Mike's just on, I believe that's Ryan's tail. So close behind him as they head down through turn 1. Well executed by everyone, although I think our Miata leader here lost a little bit of time there. Let's see if it's enough of a loss to make a difference as they come down on the straight after the S's. Is Mike going to be able to make the move here? He pulls out. Mike pulling out to the outside. He's got the outside as the turn entry comes up, and he does not have the pass through into the carousel. Good try there. Good try there. The one car of Jim McInnes is the blue and white here that we're looking at in the lower right, the ABS car. David now in the late model is in the upper left. Completely left the rest of the pack behind. What an amazing job he's doing, just putting it sideways through all those turns absolutely perfectly. He is untouchable this race. Nearest competition is nearly the entire straight behind him. Ooh, he went a little bit close on the inside on that turn. The right-hander at the uphill of the boot. And likewise, James Mines has also pulled away from the pack quite a bit. But he's still in somewhat striking distance of several cars. So we're not going to count him as being able to relax quite yet. Let's see what other action, what other activity we've got going on here. Looks like the Miatas all went pretty wide through turn 1 there. And we've got a pass going. I can't tell if this is Jerry. There are two Miatas that look identical, and I can't tell, unfortunately, which one is which without seeing the number plate, which is just going by way too fast. And the 24 car, the green car there, let's see, that is Frank Hogan. Executing the pass there. Oh, and David Sirwa has caught up with the Miatas right at a critical time. Getting through there. It doesn't look like he disrupted any action with the passes. And we've got Eric coming up on the back of the big Miata pack right there. The middle pack of Miatas. And through the carousel, he gets by one. Heading into the boot, he passes two more. Can he get the third? He's going on the outside and taking the outside to get past all the rest of the middle pack of Miatas. Eric is back on the hunt, and we've got Jeremy Burris and well, I think that was oh, there's trouble with the Miatas. Someone went off, and that late model just crashed into it. No choice, no fault of his own. The 15 car here went sideways. That was, let's see, the 15 car of, oh man, where's the 15 car on my list here? Oh, here we go, the qualifying results of Marty Jeffries. The 15 car of Marty Jeffries went sideways there. Oh, John Middleton, that must be who ran into him. Is that the 27 car? Yeah, it was John Middleton who gave him a bump. Now following the 11 car of Jeremy Burris and the 19 of Alex Euleri. So we've got Alex, Jeremy, and John going right by into turn 1. And there's a fight worth talking about in the late model pack. And it looks like we've got more excitement here with, I believe that's Jerry. We're not going to stay on it too long. As Alex and Jeremy and John head on to the straight. They've got some Miatas to pass, so let's see how that impacts them as they head into the carousel. Who is able to get by enough Miatas? They all get by the same set of Miatas, so none of them is held up. But it looks like there's one more here to pass. Can they all get by? It looks like John is not going to have the opportunity. And you know what? That's Dean. Is that Dean in the Miata here. The 26 car, that's what I was looking for. No, that is Russell Cow. Russell Cow fighting really hard for second place there. He got passed by Mike Young, but he's not giving up. He's right on his tail still. Well, David's in the clear, but it looks like James has one competitor in hot pursuit. So we'll try to check in with him every now and then, see if the situation changes in the upper right. In the meantime, I think the action is pretty much all on the bottom. Incidentally, I didn't mention this, I think, at the beginning of the video. This video is in 1080p. It's intended to be watched in 1080p to see all the details. So pop this video out in YouTube and maximize it, set to 1080p, and enjoy. And it looks like, who is this coming through? The 4 car coming through turn 1. That is John Kuslin, and I believe Chuck Johnson right ahead of him. And looks like more action with Frank Hogan there. Oh, we're not going to get to see too much of it because the excitement cam looks like it's more excited about the Alex Uleri and Jeremy Boris battle right here. And that is pretty exciting as they come down right just inches away. Jeremy almost sticking nose on the inside of Alex, but not quite. Again, Jeremy really just getting almost inside to get a better line on that turn, but not quite. He's going, looks like Jeremy is going to go side, but we're cutting away to look at something else now. And let's see, I'm passing the race leader in the Miata pack there. It's about time, I think. Chuck Johnson back there in the 30 car. But Chuck was there. He is. Chuck was just racing with John, and he's still there right behind him. Alex in third position at the moment, so looking at the late models on the low right, this is third, fourth, and fifth. And I believe I'm in fourth at this point, but I am nowhere in sight. Doesn't look like there are any opportunities opening up here for the late models on the straight. But looking at the Miatas now in the lower left, it looks like Russell is falling behind Mike Young at this point. Let's see if he's able to get anything off the draft down the straight. Pick up some time. Oh! And 27 car of John Middleton goes off, goes wide down in the turn entrance to the boot. He was third out of that pack. Did I say I was in fourth place? That didn't make any sense. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I was in sixth position and still am. But that was very tough for John. Didn't cost him any places yet, but it did definitely cost him some time. David, just an absolute rocket ship on the track all by himself. There's someone else on the track, but... Oh, it is Eric. It is Eric Plosser. So Eric is in sight of David. Well, that's good. It's good to see that he's feeling some pressure, at least, at this point in the race. We're just 20 minutes in, and already David practically has this thing wrapped up, but not quite. Oh, this is great racing with Alex and John. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Alex and Jeremy coming through the S's side by side. Oh, I wish it hadn't cut away. I'd like to see the how that ended up. And it looks like Carl is trying to make a move here on the outside. And I think he's going to do it because that set him up for the inside line here on the right-hander. Oh, it doesn't look like he's got it. And it looks like the 33 car of Dan Morera. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the 33. That must be the 23. Oh, well, look at that. That's the 32 of late model of David Sirwa now winding his way through the Mustang pack here. And we're jumping ahead now to about 7 minutes before the race ends, so it's a good 1 hour, 20-minute jump. I apologize for the left channel static. I'm going to try to do something about that before I make the video final, but right now it's droning off on in my ears. Let's see where we stand. We've got David Sirwa still in the 32 car in the upper left, all by his lonesome. James Mines is being tailed by Gilles. I don't know, however, if that is Gilles being a lap down or on the lead lap. It looks like Gilles is probably on the lead lap. Does it? Nope. Gilles must have been lapped at this point. That must be Gilles having been lapped here. In the lower left, we've got Mike Young, also all by himself in his MX-5. And in the lower right, as before, we're just following whatever happens to be exciting. It looks like we're switching from Carl over to Alex here for the most exciting currently going on. Yeah, it definitely looks like all of our race leaders have this in the bag at this point. Nothing short of a complete disaster on their parts, I think, would cost them the win from here on in. But let's see, let's pay attention to the lower right and see if we get any really good racing out of that. Well, it looks like there is definitely an MX-5 battle going on. There's David Sirwa following them into the carousel. Oh! The 19 car of Alex Ulrich doing, what was that? Was that a 360 or 720? I think that was a 720 there. Ouch. He didn't run into anything though. He kept it going pretty straight and recovered well. So, big spin there, but only costing a little bit of time. Oh, that was a great pack with David leading the Mustangs and the Miatas through the boot. And it looks like Russell is just ahead of, who did I say that was? That is the 13 car. Let's check the 13 car. 13 car of Daniel Gralti in the red and white and black there. The number 9 car, the number 9 Miata, is right behind him. And that's Luke Colin. I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably not, though. We got the number 8 car in the lower left, right next to Mike Young. I'm guessing that that is a lapped Jerry Mooresdorf. Let's just check the final standings. Let's see how the Miata field shook out. Yeah, it looks like Jerry has been lapped right there. And Lance Snyder coming up behind, just past Jerry now, and up behind Mike Young in the lower left. Some excitement here between Russell and not anymore because it's cut away. Oh, it looks like there may have been contact there between those two Miatas down in turn 1. Looks like they came out of it all right though. And something looks like it happened to the number 7 car there of Evgeny. Maybe he just figured at this point, no, he's being tailed real close right there. I think, is that Chuck Johnson behind him? I think it is. So, great patience by Evgeny. I see what he was talking about. He mentioned to me that he doesn't feel like he's being aggressive enough passing the slower classes, and I can see what he means right there. Oh! A knock against the tire wall on the entrance to the straight. Let's see if that's going to cost him a position. As Chuck Johnson comes up, doesn't get alongside him though. The standings at this point, we've got, in the late models, we've got David Swa still in first position, and Alex Ueri is in second. At this point in the race, I think I'm in third, due to Eric's disconnection because of the storm in Atlanta, and Jeremy's problem in the pit area. He ran out of, my understanding is he ran out of fuel and missed his pit box. So I think he needed a tow, which ended up probably towing him around the entire field, around the entire track, unfortunately. It didn't push him backwards. It's a real shame for him, because he was sitting in the pit box while I pulled in, and it looks like the race is over for Alex. And the 27 car following him is John Middleton, a lap behind him. And so the race is definitely over for David. And here I'm coming down the straight right in front of onto the front straight in front of Mike Young to finish out the race. This is James Mines and Mike Young. I'm sorry, that was a different white Miata, it looks like, because James Mines has finished and Mike Young has finished. So there you have final standings. David Swa, Alex Ueri, Daniel Quaroni in the late models. Then for Mustangs, we've got Mike Kelly. No, we got James Mines, Mike Kelly, and Jim McInnes. And Miatas, Mike Young, Luke Poulin, and Russell Cow.